Ryan Garcia steamrolls him in the first 3 rounds, which is a possibility. Whenever Ryan Garcia fights a fighter that he can tag up, it's always a possibility. Boom! Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give my prediction for the upcoming fight between Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. Now, we both know both of these guys had suboptimal performances in their last fight, and there's reasons to be disappointed in both. But we have to take those 2 fights and see if those are the 2 versions that are going to come up in this fight, and if they're at their best, who is going to win, right? That's the way I'm dissecting this fight, because they're both very flaky, right? I know everybody's hard on Ryan Garcia, but Mario Barrios hasn't been too on fire in the last couple fights. Honestly, his fight against Pacquiao, I feel like he could have done way more. I feel like when he was throwing punches, he was winning, and he just would stop throwing punches and get overwhelmed by the speed. And hey, I'm not in that ring with Pacquiao, so I'm not one to say that he doesn't have that effect. He seems to have that effect on many fighters, even at this age. So I'm not judging him on that. What I am judging him on is that he was just really good when he threw punches, and then he would just stop. And similar, Ryan Garcia, when he's on fire and he's throwing punches, he's a freaking maniac and almost scary. It's scary to be in front of Ryan Garcia while you're hurt. But obviously he had that performance against Rolly Romero where he just made no adjustments. And with somebody with those tangibles, right, because he has elite tangibles, right? His speed, his power is just... It's elite. It just is. But he relies so much on that. It almost like when that gets taken away, he doesn't know what to do. You know, I'm just curious to see. It's like, hey, has your trainers told you, hey, sometimes lead them in, feint, boom, or, you know, slow down the jab a little bit and throw a power shot in between. You know, almost like set things up a little bit. I don't think he's really good at setting up. If you watch his fight versus Devin Haney, he didn't really set up a lot of punches. He just threw them, but he was so quick that he just caught you. My man caught you, you know. So when Devin Haney was hurt, he was really freaking hurt. And honestly, credit to Devin Haney for even surviving those rounds, because he was definitely like 15 seconds from being out. And that's another thing too. If you watch that fight against Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia just didn't set up things, especially once he was hurt. He was just in a rush. It's almost like he's trying to get like express delivery on those punches and just deliver them as fast as possible. You know, he's trying to expedite those punches. But sometimes setting things up, slowing things down, especially when someone's hurt, is the best thing to do. But I just think he just relies so much on that power. And I really like, back to Mario Barrios, I really like the choice of trainer that they made here, right? They got Joe Goosen, who has experience training with Ryan Garcia, which that could be a small plus. But what I really like is that Joe Goosen is an offensive trainer, so he wants you to throw punches. He wants you to throw punches, and I think that's what Mario Barrios needs. He needs to throw more punches. I think he's a little weight drained at 147. He is 6 feet tall. I know he started at 140, but I definitely think that my man's struggling to make 147. So, but that's where the big money fights are, so he's remaining at 147. But with Joe Goosen, I'm hoping that you can make him throw more punches, because he is really good at setting things up. He does have a really good jab. Honestly, if I had to favor the jab for jab between Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios, I favor Mario Barrios, because Ryan Garcia sometimes still throws this jab where he kind of like wants to hit you, but he backs up a little bit, as opposed to Mario Barrios throws that disciplined jab where that shoulder is covering the jaw when he throws it. It's a very nice jab, honestly, and I think if Mario Barrios threw more punches, he could be an even better fighter. So that's kind of like a wild card for me, because if Joe Goosen makes him a complete fighter with more volume in his punches, this could be a very bad night for Ryan Garcia. Now, I know we're talking about the Pacquiao fight, and remember he had the Abel Ramos fight, and talk about that, but that was a horrible performance too for Mario Barrios. And then we're talking about the Rolly Romero and Devin Haney. But let's compare their Tank Davis fights, right? And I know this was ages ago, right? But I don't think they've changed too much, or at least Ryan Garcia hasn't changed too much since then. Mario Barrios might have changed a little bit now that he's filled into 147, but he actually throws less punches now at 147 than he did at 140. But if we have to look at those fights right there, right, I think Mario Barrios did better. I think he did better against Tank Davis than Ryan Garcia did. So that's a plus for Mario Barrios, but obviously that doesn't equate to winning a fight, right? But he's also taken a lot of big punches. Mario Barrios has fought Pacquiao, he fought Uguas, he fought Tank Davis, and he fought Keith Thurman, and he went the distance with Keith Thurman. So you gotta ask yourself, hey, is Ryan Garcia more explosive than Keith Thurman? By a small margin, potentially, does he hit harder than Keith Thurman? That's up for debate. You know, who would be favored in Keith Thurman versus Ryan Garcia right now? Probably Keith Thurman, if you ask me. But that's aside from the point. What I'm saying is that Mario Barrios has a good chin, and he also has been in there with a lot of good fighters. And I think that if Ryan Garcia were to hurt Mario Barrios at least the first couple times, he would have the tangibles to not get knocked out, to survive the knockdowns or being stunned, and continue on with the fight. Now, it's easier said than done. I still remember watching that Devin Haney fight, and Ryan Garcia would hurt Devin Haney, and it would be like, holy crap, Devin Haney's about to get knocked out. But man, Devin Haney knew what to do. He knew when to hold on. And is Mario Barrios on Devin Haney's level of tangibles? I don't think so. Clearly, Devin Haney is an elite pound-for-pound fighter, and he's going to be around for a while, whether he loses any fights coming up or not. Mario Barrios, on the other hand, he might have seen better days. There's just so many variables to take into consideration, and I'm hoping that Joe Goossen brings the best out of him. I don't think he's past his prime physically, but mentally he might be checked out and he's just trying to get these last checks. I'm not too sure. But Ryan Garcia, I don't think is in the same amount of trouble versus Mario Barrios that he was against Rolly Romero. I think with Rolly Romero had sparred with him before, and he has a really good trainer right now, and I think they had the perfect game plan. Hey, let's take away his left hook and just bully him, because Rolly Romero is clearly stronger than him. He still got the goods, man. This dude can still fight. I think Rolly Romero is a fighter that he's going to lose against some of the top guys and win against some of the top guys. I don't think he's going to be consistently winning for a very long time. With that being said, this fight is a 50-50 fight, whether people want to admit it or not, because that jab that Mario Barrios has can offset Ryan Garcia, and that speed that Ryan Garcia has definitely can offset Mario Barrios. I think Mario Barrios is a stronger fighter. I don't think he uses that strength. I think they're going to try to box it out, and it's going to be like jab for jab, speed for speed, and I think that's the style of fight he's going to choose. And with that style of fight, I think Ryan Garcia could do good. I gotta favor Ryan Garcia by close decision, potentially controversial, where people are like, oh, Mario Barrios squeezed out this close decision and they give it to Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia is going to look great at times, and he's going to look a little sloppy at times, but I think he's going to do enough to squeeze out the decision. And again, potentially controversial, because I think Mario Barrios is going to do a lot of good things in there too. Unless if Ryan Garcia steamrolls him in the first 3 rounds, which is a possibility. Whenever Ryan Garcia fights a fighter that he could tag up, it's always a possibility. If he had just a little bit more ring IQ, he would be stopping guys more often. He really would be. But that's my pick. Ryan Garcia by close decision. And if Mario Barrios does hold back on punches, it's going to be a clear decision. You know what I'm saying? If he still fights the way he has been fighting his last 2 fights, it's going to be clear decision, Ryan Garcia. If he puts up the volume on his punches, I still favor Ryan Garcia by controversial decision, potentially just close decision. That's my pick, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know who you think is going to win this fight, or if you agree or disagree. And until the next one, guys, I'm out.